Good day and possibly good evening, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought, show number 1874. Today is Words and Wisdom Wednesday. I considered for a very long time what I was going to say because on Morsels of a Thought, oh my God, I didn't put it in silent mode. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Well, let me see if I can. Let's take a look if I can. If I can, I will try very hard to make sure that it is silent in a minute. I don't know if you can still see me, but now I have placed it in silent mode. I have closed that app, and now I am going to try to open this app again. Let's see if it's here. I believe so. Okay, I'm back. I hope you were able to hear me at that time. I had to go into silent mode. I had to put the phone in silent mode. I read to you pieces of wisdom from other people. My goal in this show is to bring wisdom and virtue to the world. I want to bring knowledge that brings value to our universe, our humankind, animal kind, flora and fauna kind, environment kind, sky, ground, water, earth, everybody, everything, all around. And I want to make sure that everybody is happy about it too. Well, I decided that I was going to at first say a lot of things politically about things that are happening in the United States today. They're not very good. And then I bought a little book and I thought, you know, I would like everybody to explore this book with me. This book is titled Rosa Shanina Russian Sniper by Robert Corrigan. It is about a girl who became a soldier. She was a sniper. I'll read the back of this. Rosa Shanina's biography reads like a comic book hero come to life, a heroic female assassin fighting off the Nazi forces at the height of World War II. Seeking vengeance for the death of her brother, Rosa Shanina sacrificed her life for service in the Red Army's fight against the invading Nazis during World War II. This book chronicles how she became the most feared sniper during this time, earning the nickname the Unseen Terror, quote unquote, while registering over 56 confirmed kills and becoming a hero to the Russian people before her death in 1945. This is a photo of her that is included with the purchase of the book. And I believe it is black and white. It appears to be expanded horizontally, but I can't tell. I don't know these things. Okay. Page one. Copyright 2015. Robert Corrigan, Corrigan, all rights reserved. Rosa Shanina, Russian sniper. Rosa Shanina, Russian sniper. Like the cover photo suggests, Rosa Shanina's biography reads like a comic book hero come to life, a heroic female assassin fighting off the forces of evil. In the picture, her left hand is covered in dirt. The rifle perched on her shoulder is worn from repeated use. Yet her smile is one of confidence and duty, unaffected by the hell of war. Her left hand is dirty. Her right hand, okay, got. Yes, the photo is a propaganda piece delivered straight from the Soviet Union's intelligentsia, but that does not discount the merits of this truly remarkable soldier. Seeking vengeance for the death of her brother, Rosa Shanina sacrificed her life for service in the Red Army's fight against the invading Nazis during World War II. She became the most feared sniper during this time, earning the nickname the Unseen Terror while registering over 56 confirmed kills before her death. Her diaries, released in 1965, give us an inside look at the mindset of a sniper who fought for duty and country. The following pages chronicle Rosa's rise from a poverty stricken childhood to kindergarten teacher to one of the fiercest snipers in military history. Origins of a Superheroine, Heroine. Rosa Shanina was born on April 3rd, 1924, in Yedma, Russia. Yedma. Her mother, Alexeyevna Shanina, worked as a milkmaid at a farm. Her father, Georgy Georgiy Mikhailovich Shanin, nicknamed Yegor Yegor, worked as a logger in a lumber camp. A former soldier himself, he suffered from injuries sustained during the First World War. Capital F, First World War. Her parents named her after the Marxist revolutionary Rosa Luxemburg, whom her folks perceived as a hero for the working class. Growing up, Rosa had one sister named Yulia, Yuliya, and five brothers, Mikhail, Fyodor, Sergei, Pavel, and Marat. The Shanins also took in three orphans. Rosa struck an attractive figure with light brown hair and blue eyes. She spoke with a northern Russian drawl, one that typically emphasized the letter O. We are reading from Rosa Shanina, Russian Sniper by Robert Corrigan. It is a book, it is a novel. She spent grades 1 through 4 going to school in her native Yedma, Yedma, until resuming her education in the village of Bereznik, Berznik. No school buses were available for her, and she had to walk 8 miles each day from grades 5 through 7. Rosa showed a willingness, Roza, by the way, Rosa. Rosa showed a willingness to put others before herself at an early age, as she spent her weekends helping out an ill aunt named Ania Borisova, Agnia Borisova, Borisova, who lived in Bereznik as well. At the age of 14, Rosa enrolled in college, traveling to Arkhangelsk, Arkhangelsk for her studies. She had to walk over 120 miles through a harsh snow forest to get to the train station. Granted, this could be a Soviet exaggeration, which has become commonplace in describing communist heroes. Her parents did not want her to go to school there, but she overruled their wishes, leaving home with very little money. She met up with her older brother Fyodor and lived with him before moving into a dormitory on the campus. During her time at Arkhangelsk, she watched sports at the Dynamo Stadium and took in movies at the ARS, and Pobeda Theater, Pobeda. She dressed modestly and enjoyed volleyball, acquiring many friends with her amiable nature. We lived together and had fun, her friend Anna Samsonova recalled. Despite being in school and the start of the war in 1941, we still had fun. During those 3 years spent behind the walls in pedagogical school, we became particularly good friends. No one knew that she would become a famous sharpshooter. She never let anyone down. Her character was brave and impetuous. Rosa was not without her mischievous side as well. One night she was visiting some family in the Ustyansky area. Ustyansky. Samsonova remembered, and she came back to the campus hostel at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Naturally, at such a late time, the doors were closed, but she got back to her room. How? It's very simple. We tied several sheets together on which she climbed through the open window. Rosa described herself as boundlessly and recklessly talky, Talky. During her college years, she idolized the romantic artist Mikhail Lermontov, Lermontov, and wanted to emulate his philosophy. Interestingly, a lot more of the somber entries of Rosa's war diaries seem to reflect the attitude of her favorite romantic era poet and writer. Lermontov's writings emphasized a contempt for life and material comforts, which Rosa grew to have little use for. Communist beginnings. It was during her college years that she became involved in the Soviet youth movement called Komsomol, Komsomol. This was a political youth organization that was independent of the Communist Party, CPSU, itself, but often referred to as, quote, the helper and the reserve of the CPSU. They recruited members as young as 14, but no older than 28. The Komsomol formed in 1918, and it was fully established by the time Rosa joined its ranks 20 years later as its membership grew under Lenin. Rosa was an ideal candidate to become a Komsomolet. She lived her life according to the tenets laid out by the Communist Party. Smoking, drinking, religion, or any other activity the Bolsheviks saw as threatening were labeled as hooliganism. The Komsomol provided the youth with activities that promoted social consciousness, such as volunteer work, sports, and political clubs. Being raised in a home where everyone had to contribute, Rosa saw the Komsomol as a home away from home. By 1940, however, the Soviet secondary education system began cutting funding and mandating tuition fees. Among 140 students, only 14 received scholarships, and Rosa was not one of the lucky ones. She asked her family for money, but the finances were too tight. She decided to take a job as a teacher for a kindergarten class. The school gave her free room and board, so Rosa remained in Archangelsk and resumed her studies in the evenings. She became a popular fixture in the kindergarten class, being adored by the children and their parents alike. At the age of 18, Rosa graduated from college. She wanted to resume her teaching career and adopt orphans. A bright future did not await, however, as she found herself coming of age at the height of World War II. We are reading from Rosa Shanina's biography, Russian Sniper. Rosa Shanina, Russian Sniper by Robert Corrigan. Nazi invasion. After Germany began invading the Soviet Union, Rosa's native city of Arkhangelsk became the prime. Let's spell that out for you. Arkhangelsk. Okay, let's see if I can get that there. Put that there. There's no light on it. Okay, that's her face. After Germany began invading the Soviet Union, Rosa's native city of Arkhangelsk became the primary target for bombing attacks by the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force. Luftwaffe. I don't know how to pronounce that. Luftwaffe. Her town of Arkhangelsk had been a popular port of entry for the Allied forces. Arkhangelsk, as well as the city of Murmansk, Murmansk, became the two ports where Allied forces would bring supplies to help the Russians when their normal supply lines had been cut. During Operation Barbarossa, the Nazis selected Arkhangelsk as one of the cities they wanted to seize control over. Ultimately, the German forces failed to capture the city because of the fierce resistance of the local people. Rosa banded together with other townsfolk and fought off enemy soldiers. They stood guard on the rooftops to defend the kindergarten from any attacks. Much of the housing of Arkhangelsk was made of wood, and fires abounded after the attacks. There is one report of the Nazis bombing out a pastry shop, and in the aftermath, the school children wanted to loot the shop for goodies. Rosa, however, admonished them from wanting to do so. An eye for an eye. Two more of Rosa's brothers became involved in the war. In December of 1941, her family received a death notice for her brother Mikhail, who had been killed during the siege of Leningrad. Mikhail was 19 years old at the time of his death. Rosa, distraught over the death of her brother, wanted to join the fight. She lobbied the military commissariat asking for permission to serve. Two more of Rosa's brothers died soon after, firming her resolve to become a soldier. Her desire coincided with the fact that the Soviet Union had started using female snipers because of their, quote, flexible limbs, end quote, patience and intelligence. The Soviet military advisors believed that women would be more resilient than men when engaged in the heat of battle, as well as more tolerant to the cold weather. I don't know about cold weather. We're usually pretty cold at any time, women. In February of 1942, the Soviet Union declared that women between the ages of 16 and 45 would become eligible for the draft. Rosa, surprisingly, was not drafted that month as the local military commissariat did not want her going to war for reasons that we can only surmise as propagandistic. The photogenic Rosa could be used for war posters and therefore too valuable a commodity to be placed in harm's way. It was not until June of 1943 that Rosa was accepted into the Vsevobuch program. Vesvobuch program. Vsevobuch program to receive her military training. After months of lobbying, the local military commissariat allowed her to enlist in the Central Female Sniper Academy, CFSA. It would be here that she would meet the two women who would become her closest friends, Alexandra Sasha Yakimova and Kalaria Kalya Petrova. Alexandra, and then Kleriya. Kalya. Rosa nicknamed their sniper group as the Vagrant Three. Rosa fit right into military life, showing no signs of being maladjusted in going from a kindergarten teacher to a trained killer. She used to sing her favorite war song, Oh My Mists, each time she cleaned her weapon. Her fellow sniper Lydia Vnovina recalled. Vdovina, Lidiya, capital Vdovina. Okay. Rosa's discipline and talent quickly became evident, and she scored high in all of the training exercises before graduating with honors. She had an innate ability to score doublets, two target hits made in quick succession. Okay, we're going to wait to see the rest of this. I'll read the next paragraph. The Sniper Academy wanted her to stay on campus as an instructor, but Rosa refused. She wanted to fight. Okay, so we'll read from this part next week, and I must put a bookmark in there. Won't work. This. Okay, that's what we're going to read from next week. Okay, so what we need to do is learn what is the action we need to take. What is the right thing to do? Wisdom is knowing the right things to do. Also, a conversation with a wise person is worth more than 10 years of schooling. When you know the right thing to do, and then you commit the magic action to do it, as author George J. Chanos says about how action is magic, we can create virtue in this world. We can say through our actions what we want the world to become. Morsels of a thought is to know the right thing to do because you process morsels of a thought. And hopefully that is wisdom. And hopefully from these wise people who knew what they wanted to do and what they needed to do to make the world a better place, they did them. So I'm simply reading to you what other people have said. And this story here by Robert Corrigan is about a woman who decided what she was going to do in order to make the world a better place. And three of her brothers died. Eventually, she died also. So we know that a this was not a comedy story. We bring more virtue into the world sometimes with a big sacrifice. Sometimes we sacrifice for our families, and sometimes we sacrifice for our society. But in a way, knowing the right thing to do for ourselves doesn't necessarily mean we make ourselves happy. We make other people happy, perhaps, or at least we bring value to society. So, through their life experiences, they have brought virtue to us, and the only thing we can do is preserve the virtue that they have given us and not flaunt it, not throw it away, not waste it. It's scarce. So we need to protect it. We need to protect the virtuous parts of our world, and we can't let it go. Okay, so I'll talk to you again tomorrow and see you on Morsels of a Thought number 1875 then. Okay, old Kinderhook.